Hola amigos, bienvenidos a OBS Group Villahermosa, México, donde fue desarrollada la primera implementación a gran escala de OBS.
Hello everybody to the OBS Group 10th anniversary. In this video, Tim will present a new workflow for tracking and managing OBS workflow. Go Tim!
Thank you Gerardo, thank you Jose, and welcome to the 10th video in our series. In this video, we will be presenting a workflow to track well intervention opportunities from idea to execution on through to tracking the post-job results. This is the 10th video in our series, and it builds off of several workflows presented in previous videos. Workflow 1, Well Review, showed how all well-related data can be consolidated into a single point of access. Workflow 2, Well Opportunity Tracking, dealt with recording, assigning, and tracking opportunities to improve a well's production. Workflow 3, Surveillance by Exception, automatically generated opportunities based on performance, and Workflow 5, Decline Curve Analysis, was used to forecast production. Each of these workflows adds value on its own. Well intervention tracking adds the ability to automatically generate uplift for each of our opportunities. It also tracks automatically volumes gained or lost as a result of our workflows. So our clients are seeing value added in a number of ways. First, improvement in the coordination of their operational events. They're seeing efficiency gains in the automation of their processes. There's generally a greater visibility and understanding of their workover programs. They're seeing a general reduction in production deferment, and some are reporting that their smaller or their marginal intervention events are being more effective. So let's have a quick look at this workflow. So effective well intervention is a major component in continuing operations, with many tasks and jobs available at any given time. How can these many efforts be managed easily? First, we need to consider how the opportunities are identified. Interventions may be indicated by our surveillance efforts. They may also come from our well reviews or other analysis. Once identified, the opportunities need to be tracked, prioritized, and executed. And then performing the job is not the end. We must evaluate the results and assess the value of those efforts to help prioritize future investment. Let's consider a simple example with a suggested workflow supported by OBS. In the field, we have wells and other equipment spinning off data. We also have other related data in other locations like operation centers, offices, or headquarters. All this data can be combined in a number of ways to generate our surveillance alerts. The same data and the alerts are used by our engineers and staff to perform regular and spontaneous well reviews. These efforts help us generate ideas or opportunities for improvement. Let's take one example. As part of our monthly review, we determined that well 5 should be converted to artificial lift. This decision will generate some tasks. For instance, John will need to pick a design, and Bill will need to assess its potential. A workover plan is generated, and the workover is ranked against other jobs captured in this review or previous reviews. The job may continue to be evaluated or refined. The job will move up or down the priority list based on criteria like increased production or NPV. At some point, the workover is performed, and as we said before, that is not the end of the intervention tracking. Now the job moves to an executed list. At this stage, the actual results are compared to our do-nothing forecast as well as our post-intervention forecast. We can now track how well this intervention has performed. We can also see how this intervention compares to other interventions, and we can see how our entire program is performing. Now let's have a look at this live. Here we are in OBS. In previous videos, we showed you how users can create notes, tasks, or jobs in OBS. On this field summary dashboard, we see that a new item or opportunity has been entered for OBS East number 1. Let's go ahead and jump to a list of all of our opportunities. Here we see all of our notes, tasks, and jobs. As an asset manager, I may want to look at an overview or summary of our to-do list. How many of our tasks remain open? How many are past due? How many have already been executed? And then at any point, I can drill back down into any of the specific tasks. Here, I am filtering the job list to a specific well of interest. We can see 3 jobs for this particular well. 2 of them are open and 1 executed. I can see that 1 has been executed because it has been crossed off the list. The other jobs have been appraised but not yet executed. As in the simple example from earlier, let's look first at a ranked list of appraised but not yet executed jobs in the system. The individual jobs are listed and ranked based on our business criteria. The top ranked job in this case is an acid job on well number 7. Directly from this opportunity list, any of the assumptions used to evaluate the opportunity, like start date, initial rate, or uptime, can be easily changed or refined. You as the end user can also change the economic assumptions like discount rate and product prices, now and into the future. Additionally, the workflow provides users options to guide how the decline curve tools will perform certain automated forecasting functions. At this point, each job has 2 forecasts that have been automatically generated by the workflow using the forecast settings. Now let's look at a comparison of these projections for the first job on the list. The user can optionally adjust these forecasts using OVS's decline curve tool. Here the workflow has automatically used the previous 6 months' production to generate a baseline exponential forecast as defined in the forecast assumptions. If desired, we can alter the automatic forecast to achieve a better fit. For this job, the engineer is estimating a 335 barrel increase in production. The job forecast in blue represents the post-production estimate. The pink shaded area represents the total volume to be gained as a result of performing the job. This volume, along with many other KPIs, are used in ranking the jobs. If changes are made, the evaluation can be recalculated and re-ranked. Now let's move ahead to our completed or executed jobs. In this example, we have 4 executed jobs. The last job on the list is a tubing replacement. Let's have a look at the results of this change. Here we see a well that saw a dramatic drop in production. We recommended replacing the tubing. The system automatically projected a do-nothing forecast in green using the previous 3 months' history to establish the trend, shown in yellow. The post-job forecast is shown in blue. The pink area represents the potential uplift calculated for this tubing replacement. The darker red shows the uplift that has already been realized through producing the well after the workover. So for this workover, as well as all of the others, OVS has automatically generated the forecasts and the calculations for the uplifts. These values have been captured, allowing us to use them in various analytical assessments and summary dashboards. In this video, we highlighted a well intervention tracking workflow. We started with opportunities that have been generated during operations, well review processes, or through surveillance. Opportunities that were deemed significant investments, required capital, or significant intervention were subjected to appraisal. This workflow automated much of this appraisal, but still allowed for engineering judgment to be used to tweak the evaluation. Once a job was performed, the workflow began tracking the results against pre-workover forecasts for the baseline and post-job predictions. The results were captured for look-back analyses and reporting. In normal operations, performing this type of analysis is at best time-consuming and inconsistent. Often the analysis ends when the workover is complete or is only performed on the biggest of capital projects. This automated workflow makes it simple and quick to perform this analysis across hundreds or thousands of wells in a consistent and automated fashion. We at OVS have enjoyed putting this 10-part video series together as part of our build-up to our 10-year anniversary as a company. We encourage you to look at all of the previous videos. The workflows we highlight in these videos and others not covered collectively show how OVS is a key enabler in the oil and gas industry's digital transformation. We provide practical and adaptable digital workflows that fit any organization. As always, we look forward to hearing from you. Please contact us at our website or via our email address below.